thigh stretch on the ladder barrel. I'm gonna have you stand towards one side of the ladder barrel, so the long side, and you'll bring one leg up onto the barrel. Now, the lifted leg, the knee is gonna point up. A lot of the times, we wanna lift the leg like this, okay? But this would be abduction, and we don't have as much abduction, and you can see how my spine is curved. If I rotate the leg so that the knee is pointing up, then I can drop the pelvis down on that lifted side, and now my spine is straight, okay? Since this leg is externally rotated now, it feels more natural and more symmetrical to also externally rotate the bottom leg. So I have a little bit of a V position on that standing leg. If it's fine, you can keep the standing leg parallel and just externally rotate the top leg. So that's really preference. Also, make sure that you're standing as far back as you can. If you stand more towards the front, then the leg is further back, right? And that would require more of a turnout, would require even more external rotation in the hip. And not a lot of us have that much of that big of an angle. So starting back here and keeping the leg as far forward on the barrel versus back here will also help with the symmetry. Again, if I pull this leg back here, what happens is my whole body turns. I would have to externally rotate the bottom leg more, but if I don't do that, I might feel a little twinge or something in the knee. And I definitely felt that in that transition when I was basically sloppily just sliding the lifted leg back. I felt how that strain in the knee. And you might also see the foot of the standing leg falling into the inner arch. That's definitely a good indicator that the rotation is not happening in the hip joint where it should be, but in the knee. So let's move that forward again. A great option if this is too tight, if the standing leg is kind of bent, or just if it feels uncomfortable, again, take your move box, stand on the box, bring the leg up, much better. Okay, much easier, dropping that hip down. And then to add a side stretch in the spine, which is really, really nice, from here, you can take your bottom arm onto the ladder, top arm up, and you can reach up and over. I really, really love this. Keep the shoulder down, obviously. And you feel this nice stretch along the long side here. And then come back up. You could go the other way too. The risk a little bit with going in this direction is that the lifted leg hip tends to sort of lift or push back. Instead of moving laterally, flexing in the thoracic spine where we should. But if the student is fairly intermediate, you can definitely remind them, keep the hip down as the spine moves into the lateral flexion. You can then reach down on the ladder as far as you're comfortable. I'm running out of space with the wall here, but just move the barrel a little bit away from the wall. And then you would obviously just repeat that on the other side. That was the inner thigh stretch on the ladder barrel.